So, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the investor meet of Wise Travel India Limited. I'm Vaishnavi Vaiti from Kirin Advisors. Established in 2009, Wise Travel India Limited (WTI) Cabs is a pioneer force in India's urban mobility. It has expanded across major cities, diversified services through acquisitions, and gained global recognition for ground transport leadership. Embracing sustainability, WTI cabs added electric vehicles and extended service to Tier 2, Tier 3, and 4 cities. In 2023, it debuted internationally in Dubai, affirming dedication to innovation, customer service, and eco-friendly mobility. From management team, we have Mr. Ashok Vashish. He's a chairman of WTI Cabs in Indian industry, has been a pivotal force for over 20 years in revolutionizing the dynamics of surface transportation in the country. His visionary leadership and innovative strategies have significantly shaped the landscape of transportation, car rentals, radio cabs, and shuttle services. Mr. Ashok's name stand out among the top thought leaders and contributors who have built and transformed these sectors, driving growth, setting new benchmarks in the industry. His relentless dedication and profound impact have cemented his reputation as a key architect in the evolution of India's transportation services. Also, we have Mr. Sandeep Mittal, Chief Finance Officer, and Ms. Vanshika Goyal, Executive Assistant. Now I request Ms. Vanshika to play a short AV of the company. Also, please note that the call will be for 1 hour. Vanshika, you can play the video. Thank you.
In 2009, WTI cabs began with the dream, a vision to redefine urban mobility across India. Guided by the visionary leadership of Ashok Vashisht, our founder and group CEO, WTI began its transformative journey. Soon after inception, WTI showcased its prowess by managing the grand scale of the 19th Commonwealth Games transportation in 2010. By 2012, WTI's mark was seen across 7 metros, and with the acquisition of India Fleet, its foundation grew even stronger. Growing rapidly by 2014, our fleet had expanded to over 2,500 cabs, extending services by acquiring Win Cabs and Smart Ride. With innovation, we navigate challenges from conception to completion as pioneer in end-to-end mobility solutions. Global recognition followed, from being named the world's greatest leaders in ground transport in Dubai to partnering for a grand event in Singapore. Embracing the future, 2018 marked our journey towards a sustainable vision with electric vehicles at its core. Rooted in social responsibility, we are proud of our Women Driver initiative, challenging norms and empowering lives. 2021 saw us move into smaller cities, taking our premium services beyond metropolitans. And soon after, the global stage beckoned. With 17 dedicated airport counters, we are there for travelers at every step. Today, we are present at more than 250 cities, having a fleet of 7,000 plus. Parallelly, our management training program molds the leaders of tomorrow, ensuring WTI's ethos thrives. 2023 is set to be monumental. WTI Cabs goes global, launching in the vibrant heart of Dubai. In February 2024, WTI Cabs went public and gained immense investors' confidence. Embarking on a new journey, WTI Cabs now cruises through Dubai's elite lanes. Join us as we redefine transportation in the city of gold. WTI Cabs, a journey from a vision to a global legacy in mobility.
Thank you, Vanshika. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
For this short review.
Now, to give the overview of the company, I hand over the floor to Mr. Ashok Vashish. Over to you, sir. Thank you.
So, thank you, Vaishnavi. Thank you, Vanshika. Thank you, Sameep. And a very, very warm good evening to all the investors who have joined this call. Namaskar to everyone. And thank you very much for joining this. This is our first investor presentation after the financial results of 23-24. So I'll just take you through as to what we had been doing, and possibly we'll try and figure out what we'll be doing in the future as well. So, Vanshika, yeah. So these are some facts which you have seen on the AV also. We have a pan-India presence, more than 200 cities, a fleet of around 7,500 plus, which actually has now around 8,000 uh, dedicated airport counters, a team size of more than 800 plus people, and we provide bespoke solutions to our customers, to our corporate clients, who are very very large, and provide them as per their needs. So if we talk about the revenue figures, during 23-24 we closed at 409.91 crores, EBITDA of 47.13 crores, PAT of 24.18 crores, net worth of around 150 crores, and ROE of 16.16%. This, anyways, most of the people are aware, but still, for the sake of repetition, I'll try and repeat it. So, we started in 2009-10. That was a very humble beginning, a completely bootstrapped organization with three promoters, and of course, a team of very dedicated people who are still with us and growing strong. 2012-14, we started in major metros and acquired some small companies uh, in the business. In 2015, we started something called managed services, which was first of its kind, which means that we were managing the complete mobility for any organization. So it is like what JLL or CBRE does in facilities, we were doing exactly the same in the transportation. So we go to a corporate and manage the complete mobility solution through our technology, through our people, and of course the fleet. 18 to 20, we started the sustainability journey. WTI was the first company to start, inducting EVs, actually before time itself. Government had not even come out with the rules how the vehicles are to be registered, but we purchased and subsequently started the EV operations in Delhi, Pune, and Bangalore. This was in 2018. And 2021, we all are aware 2021 was quite a period when we took a steep dive. So in the complete year of these 14 years of our operations, actually we have gone back by almost 4 years, 2 years of COVID and 2 years of after effect of COVID. So if you actually ask, we are in business since last maybe some 10 to 11 years. 23, we started our global journey, Dubai being the first location. And now we'll be looking at some other locations as well, in the Middle East and Far East as well, because these are low hanging fruits and we'll be looking at these markets. 24, we went public. We got listed on the National Stock Exchange, and year on year till date, we had been growing at a CAGR of around 37%, and we would like to continue this. Next. So I think if we talk about the industry, the corporate car rental. So what we have done is we have bifurcated the industry into two different segments, and we are talking about B2B segment as of now. One is employee home, office home pickup and drop, and the second is a typical car rental requirement, which is like a airport transfer or car on disposal or intercity. So, if we talk about corporate car rental industry, is at INR 375 billion, and the growth in this segment will be tremendous, and we feel, as per the studies that we got, that this will go up to 700 INR billion by 2030. Uh, Employer transportation will get slower, but the market size of employer transportation is pretty large at an INR of 3,000 billion. which will increase at around 5.34%. We have a good presence across the value chain, whether we talk about car rental, we talk about employee transportation, doing a complete managed services, or managing projects at various sites. Uh, in terms of healthy financials, uh, we are getting a growth of around 37 year on year since the inception of the organization, and we have pretty strong reserves and surpluses as of now. Next. I think this is for the sake of reputation, but I'll still repeat. Corporate car rental market is at market size of around 375 billion and poised for a phenomenal growth. WTI stands at the forefront of the exciting market, primed to capitalize the project of 27% surge in next 3 to 5 years. WTI cab operates with the organized segment expected to outpace unorganized market, because till today also I think there's a lot of unorganized players which are there in this market. And just to give a mota moti hisab of the market, we have around um, 50 lakh vehicles which are registered as commercial vehicles, and similarly the same kind of vehicles are registered as private but are doing the commercial job. So the kind of market that we have in car rental is phenomenal, and with better infrastructure, I think the industry size will still go further. uh, Compared to the global peers, Indian organized car rental market penetration is low. However, I think with the enhancement in the technology, this is going to improve further as we have the fastest growing internet users in the world. Now, talking about employee transportation, which is again one of the big segment that we are handling. So there is rise in corporate offices and BPOs and KPOs which are coming here. All the factories, some of the large manufacturing concerns. So there's a lot of growth which we anticipate as far as this business is concerned. Currently, employer transportation industry is around 3,000 billion INR, and we expect it to grow at a CAGR of around 5.34%. While metros like Delhi and Mumbai, Bangalore drive initial demand, but I think the growth will happen in the two-tier and three-tier cities like Bangalore, Indore, cities like Cochin, Coimbatore. So a lot of growth and lot of influx of these companies will happen there, and already we can see the movement of some of the very large corporates um, setting up their bases there, and that's the real growth projection that we can have in the times to come. The growth of BPO industry and expanding corporate need create a steady demand for staff transportation solutions. So it's a ever growing need. For sure, especially when we talk about the night operations, they will remain because of the safety, security, and statutory reasons. However, there might be some regulations relating to the day transportation, but it'll take some time. So, what are the different drivers of high growth industry? I think we all are travelers, and we see what kind of increase is there in the air travel. The amount of growth that we are seeing in hotel travel services, infrastructure improvement. The time that we used to take around 12 hours to reach a particular destination, now it can be covered in 4 hours with the better infrastructure that is available. A lot of emphasis on tourism, and we can anticipate a good number of inbound tourism which can lead to a substantial growth. Technological advancement, which we all are aware about, growing BPO industry, focus on EVs, and not only EVs, we are talking about introducing bio CNG, introducing some hydrogen vehicles as well as EVs. So the bio CNG is something which we are testing, and I'm sure in a matter of time we'll have some better results. And one thing which is going to evolve now is demand for self drive. So in the coming next 5 years, we will see a lot of demand for self drive. And the reason is a better infrastructure. You will actually enjoy driving on the roads. That's one factor. The second biggest factor is the driver cost is going to go up. So across the world, the driver cost is in all the developed nations, the driver cost is somewhere around 51 to 59%. Whereas in India, when I started working in 94, it used to be 8 to 9%, but now it has gone up to 23 to 25%. Moment this cost goes up to 35 or 40%, there'll be a huge demand for the self drive or subscription or leasing of cars. Today, across the world, I can say this with a lot of confidence that India has got the cheapest mobility services across. Whether you talk about taxis, you talk about car rentals or self drive or leasing, we have the cheapest or the most economical services available in this country. Yes. So one of the questions normally which is posed to me very often is what is different between aggregators and you. So I have classified this into five segments. The first one is business model. So when we talk about a B2B aggregator or B2C aggregator, they are primarily driven by the driver. It's a driver centric model, whereas ours is a very very client centric model, committed to discharge service as per the service level agreements that we sign with the client, with inbuilt business continuity plan, which is called a BCP plan also. Key objective is to design for retail, mass market, service consumption, etc., etc., and of course valuation. Whereas when we talk about ourselves, we make complete bespoke solutions for the mobility for large corporations or anyone. So we are very, very SLA driven kind of organization. Governance, uh, evidenced by withdrawal of contracts due to lack of personal touch during service cycle. So what it means is, uh, when you talk about the large aggregators in B2C space, they can withdraw at any point of time. There is no phase to the service. Whereas in our case, bespoke services available with human centrality, ceaseless customer service, client relationship management. These are some of the factors which are very important, which differentiates and which adds to. This is the value that we add to our customer services. Now, in terms of customer satisfaction, limitation of oversimplify star rating system, which can be questioned, difficult to measure safety, security, accountability, and it is quite open ended. In our cases, it is high real time monitoring, intelligence, and remediations, uncompromising safety, security with emphasis on women safety. Cost. When you talk about aggregators, these are very, very unpredictable. You can see a seesawing search pricing, algorithmic differences, too many unknown governing pricing policies. So you are not aware as to what at the end of the trip you are going to pay because of search pricing and various other reasons. Whereas in our case, once the contract is signed, it is very predictable, it is very budgetable, it is very SLA driven kind of a pricing. And all this is derived through a lot of intelligent working in terms of time and kilometers and people who are going to use these services. So these are very, very bespoke kind of solutions that we make. Now, way ahead on this is, I think, on a broader perspective, if I have to say, uh, we would like to leverage the market expertise and relationship with our clients. So today, across the country, we have some 14 airport counters and many more in pipeline. So, which possibly once we have the papers in the hand, we'll be able to announce. Optimizing the existing resources to the best possible extent, because that is what operations is all about. Uh, ensuring maximum utilization of our asset and minimizing the cost. Elevating operational efficiencies, service diversification, and expansion. For example, uh, this year we are wanting to get into the self-drive business uh, in a big way because uh, various studies as well as the logic says that self-drive business is going to really be the next big thing which is going to happen. Customer experience enhancement, sustainability, and social responsibility. So this year we are working on the projects where we'll be deploying lots and lots of EVs. We have made commitments to our corporate clients as they also have their sustainability targets. We will shake hands with them and ensure that they meet their sustainability targets and we meet our targets. Innovation and future readiness. This is something which we had always been working on relentlessly across because if I have to do my tarif at this point of time, there are a lot of models, there are a lot of things which I have introduced in the industry, and possibly at a appropriate time I can always mention as to what are those innovations that we did. But innovation is something which we'll be working on always. Next. So I'll request Sameep to take you through the financial numbers, and then we can get into a question answer session. Sameep, thanks.
Th- Thank you, sir. Thank you, Ashok, sir, for sharing the WTI, what WTI has achieved, and the overview on the car rental industry as to how we are going to perform, what are the strategic roadmap we are going to use in the near future. So here are the key financials we have achieved in financial year 23-24. We have achieved the revenue of 409 crores, and after adjusting our operating expenses and S&G expenses, we have a EBITDA of 47 crores, which is 11.4% of our revenues. And then after adjusting financial cost and depreciation and taxation part, we have achieved the PAT of 24 crores. And PAT is as a margin of revenue is 5.85%. Our net worth is 149 crores, and the return on equity is 16%, which is less than the previous year just because of the PAT increase in PAT and IPO proceeds. So we have maintained the CAGR of 37% since inception. So we are growing every year by 37%. Next. So there, here is the graph of the revenues. So you can see in financial year 21, we have achieved the revenue of 44 crores, then 89 crores. Then in financial year 23, we have taken a leap from 89 crores to 49 crores. And then again, we have achieved in last financial year 409 crores. Accordingly, our EBITDA and PATs has also increased. You can see from financial year 23, 18.95 crores to 47 crores of EBITDA and 10.3 crores to 24 crores of PAT. And here is a percentage of EBITDA and PAT margins. Next. So there are the key ratios. Our return on equity was 7% in financial year 21. It increased to 13%, then 25% in financial year 23, and then 16%, as I have already explained, due to increase in PAT and IPO proceeds, ROE has been decreased from 25 to 16%, but that will increase. Our debt to equity ratio has improved. That is from 0.65 to 0.18 times. And our current ratio has also improved due to healthy cash reserves in our balance sheet, 1.33 to 2.56 times. Next. Thank you. Over to Vaishnavi.
So Sameep, thank you very much. Vaishnavi, yeah, maybe we are open for questions and
We are now beginning with the Q&A session. I request our investors to please note that due to time restrictions, each investor may ask a maximum of two questions. Please raise your hand and I'll unmute you. Mr. Rahul Mitlani, please go ahead and ask the question. I have unmuted you.
Thank you so much for the presentation, sir, and congratulations on the set. Just wanted some guidance of, uh, how are we looking at what sort of growth numbers for the coming FY, especially if you can give us a 2-year review. And I wanted to know, on this, on the EV fleet, are we looking at this as an asset light model, or will this be on our balance sheet? Thank you for that.
Okay, so the first one, which is always a very tricky question. So I think we are talking about sustainable growth of 30 to 35% that we had been doing. But initially, when your base is small, a growth of 35% looks doable. But when you're at a baseline is large, then 35% is quite a large number. But nevertheless, we are looking at that number, and we will be working relentlessly to ensure that we live up to your expectations. Now, coming to the EV fleet, uh, it'll be a mix of buying the vehicles as well as aggregating the vehicles. I will not have one particular rule. Now, the reason is, as of now, the people or the drivers or the small vendors, they don't have too much of confidence on EVs, and somewhere we have to start building that confidence in them, create the infrastructure. Once we do that, then of course, if the business model is right, then there'll be many people who will be there to provide the fleet, and then it can become a asset light model. But initially, I think we'll be investing in the fleets.
Thank you so much, sir. All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Now I request Mr. Hardik Gandhi. Please go ahead and ask the question.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Hardik ji, please.
So congratulations on a good set of numbers. I think so. As a investor, we've been invested with you for like since IPO, so have some faith in you. But a few questions from my side. So first of all, uh, how does your competitive landscape look like? Because considering I'm from Mumbai, I there is another listed entity called Sri OSF. Another thing is this company called City Flow, which I'm constantly see on roads carrying corporate people. So are they biting onto your share, or are they a different segment all in all? So that would be my first question.
फर्स्ट का पहले जवाब दे देता हूँ, ठीक है. So, my see, as far as biting into somebody's share, this the market size is quite humongous. So, if you talk about a city flow or XYZ getting into my market share is difficult. Um I think it is just a matter of what kind of service that you're able to provide to your customers, what kind of engagement you have with them. That's what is going to define, and that's what we are working on. Now, talking about City Flow, I think they're into a different segment altogether, and they are into, if I'm not mistaken, they're into primarily bus services. That too. Uh, More towards B2C. So we are into home office, home pickup drop. We are into car rental services, self drive. So we are very evenly distributed as far as various business segments are concerned. Now, one of the business segment is government, and apart from what we are seeing, there are so many businesses which are not seen. So growth potential is there in this business.
Understood, understood. So, and another thing I see that since we are B2B is one of the large segments, can you just provide a segment-wise bifurcation about, like, first of all, what is the average contract length of a uh, B2B contract which you have with the clients? And other than that, what is the revenue bifurcation coming from B2B, say, airport, sorry, B2B managed services, then other segments?
So we have these four segments. One is car rental, which is typically airport transfers, etc., or car at disposal. Second is employee transportation. Third is man services, and then we have the projects. So car rental contributes somewhere around 25%. The employee transportation gives us somewhere around 35%. The MSP gives somewhere around 15 to 17%, and balance of the business comes from the projects, governments, and etc. etc. So that's how
Understood.
the expectation is.
Understood. And just like last question, are we planning any collaborations with the big online players like MMT, Yatra, etc.?
मैं नाम नहीं लूंगा. We are already there.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. And yeah, that's it. I look forward to meeting. I think I was trying to get a hold of you for a personal meeting. So if we could plan something on that and going forward in the future, that would be great.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Mr. Satvik, please go ahead and ask the question. I have unmuted your line.
Yeah, so we have around 80% revenues from the B2B segment. So going ahead also, we'll be kind of focusing on the B2B also, or we plan to scale up the B2C also. And I'm assuming that B2B will be more profitable than the B2C segment.
चलो ये तो अच्छा आपने मेरे के लिए ना थोड़ा आराम कर दिया कि कौन सा सेगमेंट ठीक रहेगा. So actually we are 95 to 97% B2B. We are not
अच्छा अच्छा
50%. So हमारा पूरा B2B है, and the only reason is when you talk about B2C, the cost of customer acquisition is so high, it really becomes very, very difficult. And especially when you have two sounds fighting with each other, there is no point for me to get in between. So if we get in between, we will get into a very niche segment, which we have already planned.
right understood. And sir, एक तो हो गए ये जो बड़े players हैं like Ola and Uber, and on the other side there are the local cab guys also who have say 15-20 cabs. तो उनके साथ भी आपका competition रहता है.
नहीं,
Uh,
नॉर्मली क्या होता है, बहुत कम रहता है उनके साथ में. दे बिकम आवर वेंडर पार्टनर्स. So
okay.
primarily they attach cars with us. So there are that's how it works.
Okay. So that is kind of not a competition. Basically, you do partnerships with them only mostly.
Exactly.
Okay. That was also my answer.
So
Thank you.
our no Satvik ji are always. I don't believe in disruption. I always believe in inclusion. Disruption अहंकार होता है. Inclusion is somewhere you are including people and then doing business. So we would like to go that way always.
Right. Wonderful, sir. All the best for the future.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Agastya, please go ahead and ask the question. I have unmuted your line.
Thank you very much. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Ashok, I must first of all thank you. You conducted a lot of interviews before and after the IPO, and they were like really useful, really useful. So a lot of your business model got explained through those interviews. I hope that others also do something like that. It was really nice getting a very good idea about a very new company from the top management at the time of the IPO. So I really thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
Second, sir, uh, as you said, the previous 4 years there was a lot of distortion. And yeah, this year you have raised a lot of capital, so your return ratios have kind of gotten distorted. So I have a good grasp on your margins and your growth potential, but the capital intensity of the business, the ROE specifically, if you could explain going forward, because you'll be investing in EVs, there will be certain capex in the normal business also, and you are growing into newer geographies. So, what is the steady state ROC that you keep in your mind while
ROE,
while
right?
running the business? ROE, ROC, so whichever ratio you're comfortable with.
Okay. So first and foremost is when we are talking about inducting 1,000 or 2,000 EVs into the system, we are not saying that it is a complete infusion of the funds that we'll be doing from what we have got. So there are various models which we are working on so that the funds utilization is at the minimum. uh, and we are able to service, let's say, 1,000 or 2,000. I would not like to get into a situation where we are cash strapped, or we are into a cash 22 situation that we have expanded and then you have working capital issues. So the models are there, the people are there in terms of how it has to be executed, uh, what kind of equity has to be put in buying the cars, what has to be used for working capital requirement is absolutely very, very clear. So be rest assured, we will not invest more than 15% of the cars ourselves. There are various models that we'll be working on, and that's what has been our endeavor.
And so, what kind of ROEs do you keep in mind that you must be at, let's say, 25-30%? Because you said you want to grow at 35-40% or 37%, right?
देखो इसका ना
So, hmm,
एग्जैक्टली अगर कैलकुलेशन अभी करना हो इट विल बी डिफिकल्ट बट वी विल बी क्लोज टू और द एवरेज ऑफ लास्ट 2 years. That means I'm talking about 24 and 23. So
okay.
because uh, immediately the capital has increased to 149 crores and
Hmm.
पहले capital इतनी थी नहीं. So if you talk about ROE, the percentage will come down, but in terms of absolute numbers and in terms of percentage to turnover, yes, it will be better.
Okay. And second question, sir, in terms of the economics of the driver, so over a period of time, whether it was Meru initially and then now Uber, they started with a very lucrative economics, and then over a period of time, it has deteriorated for the driver slash the car owner. For you, are your drivers better off with you versus Uber, or is it like very similar?
So मैं आपको एक बताता हूँ. This is a industry insight and for sure uh, wait for some time and the
Okay.
drivers will not buy cars.
Yeah, it's looking like that, right? It's looking even now,
Yeah.
it's
So
looking like
what
that.
will happen is there'll be companies like some finance companies and companies like us who will be buying cars and renting out to drivers or XYZ. That is the model which is going to come for sure in the near future. Because across the world also this is how the business is done and the business will get replicated here. The let's understand, initially owning a car was a matter of prestige, whether it was a driver or whether it is you and me. But
Right.
nowadays car is not an asset, car is a
Yeah.
liability.
Yeah.
So there'll be various business models which will evolve around all this, and a new kind of a business model will get evolved.
Great, sir. I look forward to seeing your growth story evolve, sir. All the best, sir. Best of luck. Thank you, ma'am.
Sir, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ronil Dalal, please go ahead and ask the question. I have unmuted you.
Yeah. Hi. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi. Congratulations on your journey so far. So I had a few questions. So the first one is that, the driver turnover. What is your current driver turnover? Like, means the number of drivers who are quitting every year.
ओके. सो मेरी कंपनी में दो तरह के जीव हैं. एक वो जीव हैं जो एक बार ज्वाइन कर लिया और 2 साल निकल गए तो फिर 10 साल जब से हैं दे विल बी देयर. And second kind of people are who will be there only for 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. So if a driver joins or a staff also for that matter in whatever model that they join, so if they stick around then they'll stick around, but if they are not able to get into the DNA of the organization then possibly it becomes difficult. So on an average maybe in a year we might see some 15 to 20% kind of attrition rate which is there in the drivers. And anyways every year we are growing, so number of drivers are increasing, number of cars are increasing, so it's a continuous process which goes on and on.
Right. My next question is that the trade receivables, what is usually the nature of the trade receivables? In your DRHP, it was, I think, 77 crores was trade receivables. That is as of 30th September 2023. So what is the updated number and what is usually the nature of trade receivables? Like, where do we
Can
see the
you-
largest trade receivable?
yeah.
Government projects or
So I'll just give you the number. Samit, what is the number now on 31st of March? Trade
85
receivable?
crores.
85.
85.67 crores.
So we are into B2B segment completely. So most of the delays that happens is on the account of one is the car rental business, and the second one is the government projects. There it is delayed by 4 months and 5 months. But one thing to note here is that all our clients, whether it is government or corporate, they are A plus accredited clients. There are procedural delays, but it is not that the money will not come.
Right. Another thing I just wanted to ask and get clarified is, uh, what is our related party transactions with Aweg Management Services Limited for this FY24? And also, yeah, so first that I think.
So first, let's understand what is Awake, and then possibly get into that question. So
Sure.
Awake was formed in 2014-15 because we were getting into managed services, like I mentioned about JLN and CBRE. So we started giving services to some very large corporate where we were providing manpower to manage their complete transportation. Now, during that time, the service tax on manpower was around 18%, on software was around 18%, and when you talk about transportation, it was only 5%. So we were in a dilemma as to what has to be done to ensure that you remain in these services, and it was a very very new concept. People were accepting it, so we wanted to get into that space, and that is the reason Avega was found, where we were able to charge 18% on the manpower, etc., etc. Subsequently, the model slightly tweaked, and we started providing complete end-to-end mobility services to the corporate. Now, we have around 5 6 customers who are in Awake, and we have already written to all our customers where there is any conflict that this has to be shifted to WTI very soon. So that's in process, and it will get completed as soon as possible. The revenue numbers will not really impact much, but these are some procedural delays from the corporate side, because these corporates are very large. It takes a lot of time in terms of how it has to be converted, but the process is already on. Now, in terms of numbers, I think Samik will be able to give you some numbers.
So Awake has clocked the revenue of 51 CR. However, WTI has, well, we have transferred the revenue from Awake to WTI. So WTI has put a sale number on that. So Awake will be booking an expense. So WTI will be providing services to Awake. Awake is providing services to clients. Till the time client is not signed in WTI as of now.
But it will happen
Right.
before 30th of September.
Yes.
Yeah, because this is little complex,
It
like,
is,
I mean,
and
yeah, yeah,
before the end of this financial, before we were coming out with the IPO, I have written to the clients before that. But the
sure.
clients are very large, and we would not like to miss on that opportunity. So slightly, maybe slowly, it will happen, but it will happen for sure. In fact, I have come just now from Hyderabad only on this particular work, because we had to transfer and stuff like that, and these are very large organizations.
Sure, sure. Just on that one connected thing, just on the related party transactions. So I had also seen your DRHP. I mean, maybe this was done earlier, but like a lot of family members are there drawing salary. I mean, I would request that whoever are the people who are appointed with the company, maybe the salaries should all be paid through that one or two people, rather than there are, it seems like it that there are 4 or 5 other people who have got salary. It's not a large amount, but it
So I
doesn't
think
look
I think I
great.
think we are going by the surnames. People are working.
No,
Some of them
I'll
are
tell you that.
heads. We can get
Sure.
into
So
that discussion for sure, but then most of the people are working.
okay, no, that's great. Then it's just a matter that in case that what is the work involved in, because I saw in the in the key managerial personnel, those people are not mentioned. even in the organizational tree of the division of responsibilities, those people's names are not mentioned, and they're also not classified as promoters of the company. So, I mean, yeah, I don't want to name them, but yeah, there are 5, 6 of the names are there. Just, I mean, I would just request to have a look and
Sir, we will have a
maybe,
look at it, but we'll
yeah,
send you the position and profile because they might be handling some very large portfolios. It is only the surname because of which these questions are there. But Samir, take a note of this and please clarify this because there's nothing
you
like.
can write to me separately and I'll share the details.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you so much and all the very best.
Thank you, Dalal.
Thank you. Mr. Bhavin Parekh, please go ahead and ask the question. I have unmuted you.
Thank you. Ashokji, thank you for the wonderful presentation. Just had a quick question. From your overall business, uh, I just wanted if you could throw light on that top 10 clients of yours contribute how much percentage of your business, just to understand that how the product means, how the mix is, that are we dependent on the top clients for our maximum revenue coming in?
Not really. So because let's understand the business first. We have four divisions. These four divisions are then and 17 airport counters which are separate. If you ask me to name okay, how much 10 clients are able to contribute, maybe somewhere around 20-25% or less than that, because it is equally distributed between four divisions. There are various not only divisions but geographically also. So I think it is only 20-25% which we get from the top 10 clients, or maybe less than that.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Mayur, please go ahead and ask the question. I have unmuted you.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations on great set of numbers. Actually, my question was regarding our Dubai operations, which we have started recently in 2023. So, how is the response in the Dubai, and how much time it will take to ramp up the Dubai operations?
So सर अभी ऑलरेडी हमारे पास में 100 गाड़ियां हैं इन लास्ट आई थिंक वी हैव जस्ट स्टार्टेड इन द मंथ ऑफ December. We got the certificate in October, November, December में हमने start किया, and we have more than 100 cars as of now. Our utilization is more than 95%. In next 4 to 5 months time will be in positive as far as Dubai is concerned, and we are getting a
Okay.
great response from Dubai. As of now, we only have self-drive license, but we'll be going for some more mobility-related licenses in Dubai as well. One thing we have to understand about Dubai that we cannot be small, and we have to have very large operations because the cost structure there are very high, and if you have small operations, you will not be able to justify those costs.
ओके सर, वही मेरा अगला क्वेश्चन था कि मार्जिन, अगर ड्राइवर कॉस्ट जैसे आपने बताया कि इंडिया इज द चीपेस्ट इन ड्राइवर कॉस्ट, सो दुबई में ऑब्वियसली ड्राइवर कॉस्ट भी ज्यादा होगी और एक्सपेंसेस भी ज्यादा होंगे, तो
सर खाली ड्राइवर नहीं,
मार्जिन।
वहाँ पे तो आप ना, दुबई का एक सिंपल सा रूल है, जो भी एक्सपेंस आपका इंडिया में होता है और वहाँ पे जाके आप रहते हो, इनटू 2.5 गुना कर दो, सो दैट इज दुबई.
ओके ओके सर, एंड सर माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन वाज रिगार्डिंग, जैसे कि पिछले 4 सालों में वी हैव ग्रोन वेरी एक्सपोनेंशियली, तो व्हाट वाज द रीजन बिहाइंड दिस?
नहीं, ये मिसकंसेप्शन है, ये समीप ने थोड़ी
ओके
बदमाशी की. सो इट इज नॉट दैट. आप देखिए, अगर 2019-20 के हमारे फिगर्स देखेंगे, इट वाज 250 करोड़.
ओके
उसके बाद में 2 साल कोविड आ गया, तो उसके अंदर तो जिंदा रह गए. उसी बात के लिए हमको वी शुड बी हैप्पी अबाउट इट एंड वी शुड बी थैंकफुल टू गॉड. So those 2 years were completely washed out. It is a
दैट
rebound
वाज
of 250 crores and then 409 crores. And of course, थोड़ा बहुत काम भी किया होगा सर.
No, sir, obviously. Because I was just asking, क्योंकि आप 37% CAGR बोल रहे थे और जो पिक्चर क्लियर था जैसे कि आपने बताया, तो हमें तो फाइनेंशियल डेटा पिछले 5 साल का ही दिख रहा है, इसलिए दैट वाज
हाँ
द
नहीं
क्वेश्चन। एंड
ये
सर,
हाँ
अगला क्वेश्चन ये है कि WTI कैप्स के अलावा हमारे जो कोर प्रोमोटर्स है, उसका किसी अदर बिजनेस या अदर एंटिटीज में इंटरेस्ट या इंटरेस्ट है, या बिजनेस इंटरेस्ट किसी अदर एंटिटीज में जो हम इन्वेस्ट कर रहे हो फॉर द
अभी
अवेयरनेस ऑफ द
तक
इन्वेस्टर।
अभी तक तो है नहीं, मैं यहाँ का फुल टाइम एम्प्लॉय हूँ, तो अभी तक तो है नहीं, और आगे का मुझे पता नहीं है। आई थिंक वी विल नॉट हैव,
नो,
बिकॉज दिस इज द ओनली बिजनेस दैट वी नो।
श्योर सर, वंडरफुल वंडरफुल। सर, congratulations on your future journey. That's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Pranav, please go ahead and ask the question. I have unmuted you.
Hello? Yeah, am I audible?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions. We raised certain amount of money. Can I know how many fleets we have bought till date and what is our target fleets?
I think you're asking about how many fleets we have purchased. So Sameep
हाँ
will
जी.
have those numbers. Sameep, कितनी है अभी तक बैलेंस शीट पे?
350 cars.
And this year we'll have a lot of EVs that we'll be buying, and some
So
of
is
the
there,
leasing that we will be doing to some of the customers.
so, is there any target number we are targeting? 800 or 500 fleets. How many fleets are we planning to have by the end of this year?
Sir, आपका voice is getting distorted. If you can,
Hello?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so are we targeting any particular number of fleets?
सर नंबर है दिमाग में, लेकिन ऐसा है कि until unless we have confirmed orders from the client, we will not be able to pinpoint the number. So there's always a lot of gap between cup and lip. So I don't want to have a slip. But you can always think somewhere around 700 to 1,000 cars that we will end up.
Okay, got it. One more. I couldn't find the presentation on your website. Just want to confirm, has it been uploaded or if I can find it at the NSE?
No, तो ये इसके बाद में I think we will upload it, but as of now it is not.
Okay, got it. And one more question, sir. So, like you said, majority of our business comes from B2B. So, are these B2B contracts, are they for a particular period of time or are they renewed or is it like a one-time thing?
तो सर क्या होता है कि नॉर्मली 3 साल 5 साल के लिए होता है, एंड दे गेट रिन्यूड मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम.
They last for 3 to 5 years. And so, इसमें number of trips पे होता है limit के distance travel पे, how does it function exactly?
सर it is a combination of everything. So if you want me to explain this, मेरे को 30 साल हो गए, अभी तक पूरा समझ में नहीं आया. तो अभी समझाना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होगा, but by and large it is a combination of time and kilometers that you run, and that's how you are supposed to work out the pricing and give it to the client. And there's a lot
Okay.
of gut and knowledge which is required when you're quoting to your clients.
Okay, got it. And one last question. So, how do we get in touch with majority of our clients? Does it happen through phone? Do we have a sales team that approaches them, or is it word of mouth?
सर सेल्स टीम भी है, कुछ there's a lot of social media activities that we do, and that's what we are for. So because you have to go out in the market for your kill. No, I don't think बिजनेस बनाना कभी भी इजी था, किसी भी ज़माने में इजी था और कभी भी इजी होगा. So the reality is that you have to be on the road if you have to make the business. You can't take decisions of 44 degrees sitting in 22 degrees. So most of the time we are traveling, we are figuring out how to get maximum business.
Got it. One last question, if I may squeeze in. Can I get the can I get the revenue city-wise? How much revenue comes from Delhi, Bangalore, Bombay, if that is possible?
So I'll give you a bigger perspective that across we have three regions that we have divided: the north and northeast, west and south. typically we have equal distribution of business between these three regions.
Okay, and would majority of our cars be placed, or that is also equally divided?
सर business equal है तो equally divided होगा.
Done. So there is no pricing discrepancy between any regions.
No, it is based on when you understand the requirement of the client, then you go to them and then you pitch depending on the lot of factors. You figure out how we have to go about it.
Okay, got it, sir. Thank you so much. That's all.
Thank you.
Thank you. As we have time restrictions, we'll take one last question. Is that okay, Ashok sir?
Perfect.
Mr. Sriram, please go ahead and ask the question.
Thank you for the opportunity. You mentioned that there is one vertical called MSP. So, how is it different from employee transport services? And also, I have two more questions. And if you can give the breakup between SME and large corporates for your revenue, that will be helpful. Also, sir, what is the fleet size as on March 31st? And if you can give the breakup between owned and contracted fleet.
This looks like a question which is coming from my customer, actually, not from an investor. Okay, so what was the first question you asked? All the three questions.
MSP.
So managed services, primarily what we mean is that we take up the complete mobility solution for a company. For example, there's a large corporation and we want to do their spot rental business, employee transportation. We provide them technology, manpower, and the fleet to manage the complete operations. So there, it is a single service provider, and you don't have multiple service provider, and you can always figure out as to what is how the pricing has to be worked out. What is the benefit that you can give to the customer or to the client? The what was the second question?
The SME and large corporates, the mix.
So I think 80-20. I think 90-10 should be there. Large corporates are around 90%, and SMEs. I don't think we have too many SMEs. Very very few SME customers.
Okay. And so the fleet size, owned versus contracted.
But around 350 is what is owned on the balance sheet. Rest is contracted.
So the total size is 7,500, is it?
Yeah, more than that maybe.
More than that. Okay. And so I'll just squeeze in one more question. Sir, the aggregators also have a B2B corporate channel, right? So in some companies, we have some form of reimbursement of travel cost. Mostly the employee books a cab on demand through Ola or Uber, and they get it reimbursed when the travel gets completed. So what is the value proposition for, with respect to WTA for the corporate, especially when it comes to car rental for airport pickup and drop?
सर मेरी एक स्लाइड थी, स्लाइड नंबर some 12, where I was talking about the difference between aggregation and difference between what we provide. So our service is very very customer centric. We are governed by SLAs, we are governed by pricing, we are governed by the technology that needs to be used. Whereas if you talk about Ola, Uber, yes, what you are saying is right, because anybody can ask for a car from anywhere. But then there is always a difference in terms of the quality of car you get, the quality of service you get, the quality of driver you get. If you need a car on disposal, so there are various reasons why corporates are wanting to take cars from us. Now that's one reason. Second, a driver who does 20 trips in a day uh, drives around 300 to 400 kilometers in a day, and then you want him to give you a good car and a proper service. How most of the time he will always roll down the windows and drive the car, which ensures that there's a lot of dust inside the car. The car is smelling most of the time because the training component is never there. So there is a difference, and it depends on the band, at which band you are working. I don't think if a CEO or a vice president or a senior management is going for airport transfer, they'll take Ola.
So definitely pricing is not the only thing that they look, right? So in terms of pricing, whether we'll be on par or probably lesser than the aggregators.
sir, will be definitely more than the aggregators, sir.
Definitely more than the aggregators.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fine, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ashok sir, can we conclude this call?
Yeah,
Or
so thank you very much to all the people who have taken out time from their busy schedule and joined this call. So thank you very much, and we will try and meet again after September 30th. So till then, bye bye. Have a great time, and
thank
see you.
you.
Thanks. Bye bye.
If you have any questions, you can write us at research@kiranadvisors.com. Thank you.